What's up guys? Today's video I'm going to show you guys the basics of Photoshop, opening up the software for the first time, some different settings, what all the different bits in the UI do and what their purposes are, where they are, stuff like that, just so that you can get a basic grasp of what's on your screen, because it can be a lot the first time you look at it. So now we're on my desktop and I have Adobe Creative Cloud pinned here on my toolbar, so I'm going to click and open it. If you don't have it ready to go, you can always use the search function on whatever computer you're using to open up the application. Now, Adobe CC is going to look like this. On the left side, you can navigate to where it says apps to find all of your apps. And then you can scroll. If you haven't installed Photoshop, it will be down here with the rest of the softwares to go and download. Since I already have it, it's right here. I should go ahead and update it, but I'm just gonna open it. Now that we have Photoshop open, we can go up to the top left here and click New File. You should have a window like this open up. The first thing we're gonna decide is what file size we want. The default here is the 7x5 inch, which we'll go ahead and use. There's a whole bunch of different versions with the tabs up at the top, which have preset file sizes for various purposes, but we're just going to go with the default Photoshop size 7x5 inch. You can customize all the settings on the right here as well, but we're just going to go ahead and create our first project. So now that we're here, let me take you around the UI of Photoshop. In the middle here, we have quite literally our blank canvas. If you want to zoom in and out, there is a tool for it on the toolbar, but the hotkey to do it is to hold Alt and scroll. As you can see, this will zoom in and out of the canvas. I zoom back out, there we go. And you can also scroll side to side and up and down to move it around on your screen. Alternatively, you can use these little slider bars on the right and on the bottom. As I mentioned just a moment ago, on the left here we have the toolbar. This has all of your tools for doing your edits here in Photoshop. I'm gonna go ahead and select a tool just to show you guys what the next thing does, which is up at the top you have your tools settings. I selected the paintbrush tool, and so I have the settings for that up top, such as the brush's size and version, its blending mode, its opacity, all of the different settings for the tool itself are going to be at the top. A very helpful thing to know when you are getting started is how to reset your workspace in case something accidentally gets deleted or moved around. So for example, let me move around some of the different things. You know, I don't want these things to actually be here. I'll go to the top and hit Reset Essentials, and they'll all go back to where they were. I had just moved a couple of these tabs on the right. Let me show you what they are. First and foremost, most importantly, is the Layers tab. You can imagine each layer as a slice of paper being stacked on top of each other, and you can see them in the Layers panel. Within the Layers panel, you have a whole bunch of settings and different things you can do. I'm gonna click down here on this little plus button to make a new layer. This will create a brand new transparent layer, as it just made layer 1 here. You can double click the name to rename it. You can double click on the blank space off to the right of it to open up the layer styles panel. And this has a whole bunch of different settings that you can mess with. I'm not going to get into those right now, but I'm just showing you that they're there. You can also adjust the opacity of your selected layer by using this little slider here. Now that I've taken you through the base UI of Photoshop, let me show you how to export and save your project. You want to go up to the top left here and click File, and then you can go down and hit Save. Or with the hotkey right here, Control S. You can click Save, it'll pop up this window here, and you can choose where your file will be saved and you can name it. And then Photoshop will have this little pop-up come up to maximize compatibility, all this jazz. I'm gonna hit Don't Show Again and then click OK. So we just saved our project, now let's export it. We're gonna go back up to File, and then we can scroll down to Export right here. You can hit Quick Export as PNG, which I do most often. This will, as it says, quickly export it to a PNG, and it'll prompt you to name it and save it. or you can hit export as, and we'll have another pop-up window with a preview of your project, and then you can customize its settings on the right here. You can save it as a PNG, a JPEG, or a GIF file. I'm going to save mine as a PNG, and with PNGs you can select if we have transparency or not. You can adjust all of these settings here if you would like, but I'm going to leave it as is and just hit export. And then it'll prompt us to name and save our project to a specific location. Mine's going to the desktop, and it'll keep the name that you saved your project as, which is just very quick and easy and helpful. I'm going to click save, and then we're done. All right, so that's pretty much it for the basics of the Photoshop UI and setting up and saving your first project. Please let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. That's going to be it for today's tutorial video. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Adios.